name is Megan Brooks and I'm the Farm to School educator here at CCE in Essex County. Today, as part of our celebrations for National Farm to School Month, I'm going to show you how to press apples into apple cider. We're going to be using this cider press here, and I'm going to be pressing apples that I picked off of a tree at my house. So let's get started and I'll show you how it's done. Let's get started by learning the different parts of the cider press. There is the hand crank and grinder, which are used to crush up the apples, the tub, which holds all the crushed apples before they get pressed, the press screw, which applies pressure to the crushed apples in the tub, and the spigot, where the juice or cider flows out to be collected. The first step in cider pressing is to make sure to wash your apples. You don't need to scrub them hard like you might scrub potatoes, but you do want them to be clean. You can fill up a big tub or cooler with water and dunk the apples, swishing them all around. You want to wash off any dirt, stems, or leaves off of the apples before you press. Once the apples are clean, the next step is to fill the hopper of the grinder with apples and place the cover on top. Next, you'll use the hand crank and spin it either clockwise or counterclockwise, which moves the grinder and starts to crush up the apples. What you can't see from the video is that the grinder has metal teeth all around it, and when you crank, the teeth spin to break up all the apples into chunks. Once they're broken up, they fall through a small slot and into the tub. Here you can see the tub is lined with a pillowcase to catch all of the apple pieces as they fall in. You'll see this pillowcase will help us a lot once we start pressing. Once your tub is full of apple pieces, it's time to get ready for pressing. You start by pulling the pillowcase up out of the tub so that all the apple pieces fall to the bottom of the tub. You'll see that sometimes it's hard to get the pillowcase out of the tub. That's okay. We want it to be in there pretty snug so that it catches all the apple pieces while we're grinding. Now that we've pulled up the pillowcase and got all the apples in the bottom of it, you want to spin the top of the pillowcase almost like you're closing it shut and rest it flat on top of the apples. Next, you'll take the cap for the tub and place it in the tub. You want this to be as flat as possible since this is what will apply pressure and cause the juice to be pressed from the apples. But you'll see not all cider presses are created equal. The one that I have has a really long press screw, so it takes a little while for it to reach the lid in the tub. You'll see here there's a little dimple in the lid, and that needs to line up perfectly with the press screw to press it down evenly. That's why I'm rearranging it a little bit. Once the bottom of the press screw reaches the little dimple in the lid of the tub, you'll hear the machine start to creak when you continue to push on the press screw. That means that there's pressure being applied to the apples and the juice or cider will start flowing. So now we can see that there's enough pressure put on the apples, so they're starting to release their juices. We'll keep cranking down until the flow of the juice starts to slow, and then we'll let it drip until it's totally empty. The last step before we can drink our fresh cider is sending it through a fine mesh strainer. This just picks up any little bits of peel or stem that might have fallen through.